Hello, in this video I'll demonstrate how to import data from an Excel file into SPSS. I'm going to demonstrate two methods. One is just opening the Excel file directly and it will automatically import into SPSS, and the other method is using the import data function. Okay, so let's begin with import data function. Since the title of this particular video is about importing data from an Excel file. So just to give you an idea, the file I will be importing is this file here. It's actually an Excel file. Okay, so it's actually available somewhere and I'll be able to go directly to it. It does not have to be open. It can be closed, it can be open, it does not really matter. The importation will be able just to handle the file as it is actually given. So again, we go back to SPSS. So what we do is we go to File and there's Import Data. When you use this function here, it will actually give you a variety of options, whether you want to import the data from a database, Excel, CSV file, a wide range of files that you can actually import into SPSS using this method. But in this case, we know it's an Excel file, so we have to click on Excel, and then of course you go to wherever your file is, and in this particular case the file I want to import is this one here, an Excel file. So just click on it and go ahead and say open. Okay, and it opens up a wizard that will walk you step by step how to complete the importation function. So here it's kind of just showing you that it's actually going to place this information here, and so we don't need to do anything else. And here by default it's saying it's going to read variable names from first row of data and percentage of values that determine data type, and ignore hidden rows and columns, right? So again, here we can begin to have a visual experience of how the data is actually going to look like, which is pretty similar to what we saw in the Excel file itself. So once you're happy with what you see on the screen, you can go ahead and say okay. Right, with a slight delay, we are actually able to see that the data is actually being imported into SPSS. But anyway, before you do anything with it, you can just visually inspect the data to make sure that it's actually making sense. You'll see here there are actually two blank columns that are being recognized here. We do not want them. So what we need to do is we need to clean up the file just to make sure that it's actually going to be working correctly. And again, here you can see there's some dots in row 9 as well, and we have to clean that up as well. So how we do that, we actually go into variable view, the variable view, right? So variable view is where the variables are actually defined in more detail, which is probably one of the biggest strengths of SPSS. It gives you an opportunity to fully define your variables so that they will be correctly treated when you are performing your analysis. So here we can see there are these two blank columns. So what we can do is we can actually delete them. So we select and we can go to edit, and there's clear and delete. And we do the same with the second one. Select it, we edit, and we have to delete that. Okay, now you'll see that now everything looks to be about right. But effectively, the fields will be using more like the three variables: the weekly gross revenue, the television advertising, and the newspaper advertising. So basically, at this stage, we may say that the data is actually clean and it's actually ready for, for analysis. Then we can go ahead and do, can perform the analysis that we need. But usually also go back to data view to make sure that the data view looks about right, and anything else that we're actually worried about does not seem to be there anymore. If for any reason you sense that there's something wrong with row number 9, you can still go there and delete it, so that you don't see any strange characters showing up. Okay, so that's actually the first method. So we use the import data. Right, so what will be the alternative method? Works exactly almost the same way, but what we need to do here is we go to File, and instead of import, we can say open. Right, so we say open data, and then again takes us to the same dialog box. Okay, and then here we will be able to specify that it's actually an Excel file. See, that's the main difference here. So you actually have to specify the file type. Then we are actually able to see the file, and we open. Okay, so again, it takes you through the same wizard as before, and we can move around the dialog box, and we can go ahead and say okay. All right, now you'll notice that I opened the first file and left it open, and that's why at the top here you're actually able to see there are now 2 files that are actually open, but the current one is this one, and it has the same characteristics as the previous one before we actually cleaned it up. Again, we are seeing two variables that we do not need, that we need to clean, and also we are seeing some dots in row 9 that we actually need to clean. So for example, we can actually begin by cleaning up this, and we go ahead and delete it, and then we go to variable view as we did on the previous one, and we want to get rid of these two blank variables. Right, we don't need them. Right, so it looks like it's now clean, and we come back here, and then of course we can save the file, we can file save as, and then we place the file wherever we want it to be, and then we'll be good to go and perform the analysis itself. All right, so basically those are the two primary methods of importing a data set from Excel into SPSS using 2 methods. One by opening the file directly, and the other one using the import data function. In both cases, they activate the same wizard that will walk you through the step by step. Otherwise, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you like the video, go ahead and like it, and be sure to share it, and take full advantage of the 2 methods that can really make a huge difference whenever you are generating any data files that you need to perform some analysis. Otherwise, that's all I have for you. Thanks so much. Bye for now.